right, on Monday it was in Marrakesh, Morocco, but yesterday it was in Doha, Qatar. Well, Vinicius Jr. was named the FIFA Men's Best Player for the year 2024, and then Aitana Bonmati of Spain for the consecutive year running now as the Spanish footballer. She won the Women's FIFA Best Player of the World. Well, definitely the fifth Pro 11 also was out yesterday. Emiliano Martinez, the goalkeeper of the year, also was included. William Saliba was included. Dani Carvajal, Lamine Yamal was also included in the star-studded 11 for the year 2024, and retired Toni Kroos also was in that shortlist. But while we talk about the female category, 𝐒𝐈𝐒, the women's manager for the year 2024, and then we have some of our Chelsea players, and then our United States of America players. Remember that they were the champions of the Olympic Games there in Paris, and definitely you could tell that it was an exciting first-year experience for 𝐒𝐈𝐒 in charge of the U.S. women's national team. Well, outside that, we discuss about some other sporting stories where Marcus Rashford, the Manchester United forward, is in the news this lovely morning. Hopefully, we get more updates about that from the BBC, where he has come out to say that he is ready for a new challenge. Well, of course, for Marcus Rashford, remember that he has come under scrutiny from lots of Manchester United fans and even the media. But how will this man navigate his career? Where a lot of people have also called for him to actually exit the Red Devils, and that's the club there in Manchester. But how will Marcus Rashford navigate his career going forward? That's in the world of football. So we discuss about all of this on today's edition of Scoreboard in 15 right on 32 FM 94.9. Well, all right, so before we go straight to Qatar, let's join our partners, the BBC Premier League update, to take a listen to what they have for us on today's edition of the programme.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. There are 3 all-Premier League ties in the quarter-finals of the Football League Cup on Wednesday evening. Arsenal host Crystal Palace in an all-London clash at the Emirates Stadium. Gunners boss Mikel Arteta says they're in it to win it.
I think it's really helpful. Again, I think it brings belief, trust, positive energy. Touching a cup and being in a semi-final, beating somebody in the final, it generates that energy, you know, and it creates, I think, the right path to go and do something else, especially because of the timing and where the competition is played in this country. It gets that momentum going, I think, yeah.
Meanwhile, the Crystal Palace manager Oliver Glasner says they have faith they can get a result.
If we don't believe that we can win there, it's better to go Christmas shopping than to go to the Emirates Stadium. And so this can't be our mindset. And the same on Saturday. It can't be if we win tomorrow, then say, now it's fine and now we relax. No, then prepare for the next game. Sunday, it's time to relax, but this week is really keeping the focus high, be ready for every single game.
Newcastle host Brentford at St James's Park. The Bees beat Eddie Howe's side 4-2 when the pair met earlier this month in West London, a result that has no impact on their cup tie, according to the Newcastle boss.
We want to perform much better than we did in that game. We know that we fell below the levels, especially defensively, as I said, conceded 4 goals. It was a really off day in terms of just clinical defending, especially highlighted really by the 3rd goal we conceded, which was the important goal in the game and really disappointing from our perspective.
And elsewhere, Simon Rusk will take interim charge of Southampton for the very first time. They take on the English Premier League leaders Liverpool at St Mary's. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
All right, today listen to the BBC Premier League update, where, of course, they've discussed about the games set to go down in England later tonight. Those are the cup games, where, of course, we have games set to go down also across different centres. But let's go straight to Qatar and talk about the winners from the FIFA Best Awards yesterday. We are Real Madrid Vinicius Jr., who was denied the Ballon d'Or, while he beat Rodri to win the FIFA Men's Best Player of the Year, while Barcelona's Aitana Bonmati also was named the Best Women's Player for the year. That's the 2nd time. Vinicius Jr., like I said, lost out to Manchester City's Rodri for the Ballon d'Or award in October, but clinched the best title there in Qatar. Well, also from our Chelsea manager and now United States Women's International Team boss, 𝐒𝐈𝐒, she was named the Women's Coach of the Year after clinching the Women's Super League before going on to win Olympic gold there in Paris with the US. Alejandro Garnacho, remember that goal there at the Goodison Park against Everton Football Club? Yes, that was rightfully voted as the goal of the year 2024. We call that the Puskas Award. Well, definitely that was a sensational goal. Well, we talk about Real Madrid's manager Carlo Ancelotti also, where he was named the coach of the year after his side won the Champions League as well as the La Liga last season. And then we talk about the fifth Pro 11. Well, quickly, I know this one concerns a lot of us. Where, of course, we talk about the guys, the men's 11, where Emiliano Martinez is in goal, Ruben Dias, Dani Carvajal, Antonio Rudiger, William Saliba, Jude Bellingham, Rodri, Toni Kroos, Erling Haaland, Lamine Yamal, and Vinicius Jr. These are the 11 players who definitely were judged to be the best for that last season and for the early stages of the season. Well, we'll come later in the afternoon also to discuss about the female, the women's FIFA Best 11, where of course we have Sama Parallelo. We also have Aitana Bodmartin. That list, Lucy Bronze is there, Irene Paredes, and Alissa Nahar of the Chicago Red Stars and the US. Remember that Alissa Nahar also was voted the women's goalkeeper of the year. So definitely, I think everything came to that's a good news for all of these stars who were in Qatar yesterday. And then we move away from that also, just from the aftermath of what happened. That was on Monday night there in Marrakesh. Jose Peseiro, the former Super Eagles head coach, he has extended his congratulations to Demola Lookman, whom of course they went to Ivory Coast together to play at the African Cup of Nations. And then we talk about the interesting world of football. That's in women's football. Spain, they've been handed kind of women's Euro 2025 draw, but old as England, they are set to play against some fierce rivals. That's in the world of football. Well, quickly, let's take a look at the group in full. We are in Group A. We have Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, and Finland. In Group B, we have Spain, Portugal, Belgium, and Italy. And in Group C, Germany, Poland, Denmark, and Sweden. In Group D, France, England, Wales, and the Netherlands. These are the sides in the Euro Championship for the women's football in the year 2025. But there are still some subsequent programs, so we will come and discuss everything what you need to know about the Euro 2025. Well, still in female football now. Well, Fifth Pro, they are calling for mandatory 4 weeks off-season breaks and 2 weeks in-season breaks to safeguard players from the risk of overload following a new study into the fragmented football calendar. And so players are participating in nearly double the average number of matches. Well, what applies to the women, I think it should be applied to the men's football as well. In the UEFA Women's Champions League games that went down yesterday, Chelsea Football Club, they came up from a goal down to defeat Real Madrid by 2-1 to ensure that they were top, or they finished top of the standing in their UEFA Women's Champions League with 18 points. No defeat for Chelsea Football Club, and Real Madrid, they finished with 12 points. That's on the log as well. And then in Group A, we had Lyon also finishing with 18 maximum points. Wolfsburg qualified with a better goal difference ahead of AS Roma, a goal difference of 11 with 9 points. Roma, remember, they have 9 points as well and a goal difference of -2. So these were the results. We'll take a look at some of the results of games that went down. Lyon won against Wolfsburg yesterday, 1-0. Roma defeated Galatasaray by 3-0. Like I said, Chelsea, they came from a goal down to defeat Real Madrid by 2-1, and 20 defeated Celtic by 3-0 yesterday in the UEFA Women's Champions League. And in the world of Formula One, well, Sergio Perez, departure from the Red Bull's Formula One team is likely to be confirmed before Christmas. Well, for the Red Bull, they are letting go of Sergio Perez. But where would it go? Would it be the Mercedes? We don't know how true that it would be. But then in the world of basketball, Giannis Antetokounmpo, well, he carried his red odds that's Milwaukee Bucks to win the NBA Cup. Well, in the NBA Cup, they won by 97-81 against the Oklahoma City Thunders just in the early hours of today. And you could tell that definitely maybe was a good performance from Giannis Antetokounmpo, whom of course he had 26 points in that encounter. So, and the rebounds, he led the rebounds also with 19 rebounds and then assists with 10 assists. Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo star performance just in the early hours of today in the world of basketball. Well, lastly, before we leave the show this lovely morning, Finidi George, he has backed the Rivers United duo to make the final squad for the Ghana clash. That's talking about the Chan Eagles. Remember, they are camping there in Ikene, and the technical advisor Finidi George, he has backed the duo of Stephen Manu and Taiwo Abdurrafiu to make the final squad for the 2025 African Nations Championship qualifying game against Ghana. And for Marcus Rashford, the 27-year-old, he has come out to say that he is ready for a new challenge after being asked about his future at the club. Remember that he was dropped out from the Sunday's derby, which United won by 2-1. That's in Manchester. But for Marcus Rashford now, the new head coach Ruben Amorim confirmed that there were no disciplinary issues behind the decision, but he appeared to hint that he had hoped to see more from the England player on and off the pitch during his first few weeks in charge. In the Italian Serie A, that's Coppa Italia round of 16. Juventus defeated Cagliari by 4-0 yesterday. That's in the world of Italian football. But later today, we have games set to go down across different sectors. There you listen to the rundown of games set to go. That's in England. That's in the EFL Cup game quarterfinals. Arsenal against Crystal Palace, Newcastle against Brentford, and Southampton against Liverpool. But in the Coppa Italia round of 16, Atlanta will be up against Siena, AS Roma will be up against Sampdoria, and then in La Liga, Espanyol will be up against Valencia there in the league, and Villarreal against Rayo Vallecano. And in the French League 1, AS Monaco would be up against Paris Saint-Germain. Well, all right, this is how far we can go on today's edition of the program. Scoreboard in 15, so we'll come later in the afternoon. Scoreboard Reloaded, the Scoreboard in 30. Until then, I am SAMIES, your sports captain. I say do enjoy the rest of the day, and bye for now.
Àṣejù ní ká gbé sí rédíò mi 32 FM ti wà òkè.